Hey, what's up guys? So Escort has just released the new Max 360C Mark II, and it's essentially an upgraded version of the original Max 360C, but with a newer radar detector platform under the hood, which is going to give it both longer range radar detection, as well as improved false alert filtering, and they've also added 5 GHz Wi-Fi as well. And for most people, I'm thinking that when it comes to Escort's premium radar detectors, this might wind up being the radar detector to get. And so in this video, we're going to go ahead and take a closer look here as far as everything that we know here so far about this new Max 360C Mark II. Now, the original Max 360C was released about 5 years ago or so now. It was Escort's first radar detector with Wi-Fi capabilities. But since then, Escort has made some improvements to the radar detector platforms and newer detectors like the MaxCam 360C. Now, if you were to take this radar detector and just chop off the dashcam component, and then take that and put it inside the shell of the Max 360C, well then, boom, you essentially have the Max 360C Mark II. Now, Escort has not sent me a Max 360C here for review prior to launch. It is available now. If you go on their website, you can order it for $6.99, and I've ordered one as well, so my full test and review and everything is going to come once I get the detector in. But given what we know about the MaxCam 360C, I think we actually have a pretty good idea so far as what to expect for this new Max 360C Mark II. Man, these names throughout this video are going to be really tough to say and confusing, so I'll do my best to get through this. In any event, if you go take a look at Escort's website, you'll see that they're advertising that this new Max 360C Mark II has an all-new internal platform with more powerful components. And they're saying that it's going to offer 50% longer range, lightning-fast performance, as well as a dramatically quieter ride. Now, over the years, we've all kind of learned to take Escort's marketing claims with a bit of a grain of salt, but that said, given that we know it's essentially a MaxCam, just without the cam component, we actually have a better idea as far as what to expect. Now, first off, starting with long-range performance, if we take a look at some previous test results, you'll be able to see that I have been able to verify Escort's claims that the MaxCam 360C is going to perform closer to detectors like the Redline 360C. Not quite as good, but pretty close. And either way, compared to older detectors like the original Max 360C, it's definitely a step up in performance. And the performance limitations of the original Max 360C is actually one of the main reasons why I haven't been recommending this detector. I mean, it's a higher end detector and you're going to be paying for it, but you're not going to be getting higher end performance when it comes to long distance range, right? It does look like this newer Max 360C Mark II does finally rectify this issue. And so this new version should actually perform like a high end detector too. Next, moving on to false alert filtering. Driving around with the MaxCam 360C, I found that it's actually one of the quietest radar detectors that's available. The blind spot filtering available here in the MaxCam is actually pretty good, and so I would expect the same to be true here for this new Max 360C Mark II. Additionally, I'm also expecting the Max 360C Mark II to be quieter than the Uniden R8, which is the same price. Next, as far as the Wi-Fi capabilities, originally Escort's detectors all just came with 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi, but since then a lot of cars now offer 5 GHz Wi-Fi, and in fact some cars only offer 5 GHz. And so for that reason, a lot of Escort's newer detectors have now been introducing 5 GHz Wi-Fi as well, and now the same is going to be true here with this Max 360C Mark II. And so if your car has Wi-Fi built in and it's only supporting 5 GHz, then you will be able to use it with this new Max 360C Mark II. It's a long name. And then if we wanted to quickly compare this new detector with some of Escort's other options, well, we've talked about how it compares to the original Max 360C. We've also talked a bit about kind of the MaxCam 360C compared to this detector. It's basically the same thing again, just without the dash cam, and it's going to cost $150 less. And so if you don't need the integrated dash cam capabilities, I'd say actually save your money. And if you really want a dash cam, I'd definitely recommend it. I'd say instead go pick up something like a VFO A119 V3, which is going to actually offer more features for less money than what we've got in the MaxCam itself. And for my money, that's the way that I would go. Now, I think the main benefit of something like the MaxCam and the integration is just convenience, right? You've got one mount, one power cable plugs in there, and then you're going to have both your radar detector and your dash cam built in. So for something like rental cars, that can be pretty convenient. But for a permanent install, I'd say maybe split the two, and you're going to wind up, I think, ultimately having kind of better quality and a better experience for a little bit less money. So that's nice too. And then if we wanted to quickly compare it to something like the Redline 360C, this I think is still going to be a better detector because the performance is going to be a little bit better. Plus, it also offers RDD immunity. It's stealth. It's not going to be detectable by radar detector detectors. Now, admittedly, most people in the United States are not going to need the stealth capabilities, and the Max 360C Mark II, the performance is going to be almost as good as the Redline here. So for most people, I think for that reason, I'd say, again, save the $100 and just go for this new Max 360C Mark II instead. And so that's kind of my initial thoughts and reactions here to this new detector. I think it's going to be very promising, and it might be kind of the best balance when it comes to Escort detectors as far as performance, features that you would want and use for the money, right? I mean, yes, there's other detectors that offer more, but I think this kind of might be the sweet spot when it comes to Escort's premium detectors. Now, once I get my detector in, I'll be doing more stuff as far as a hands-on, tests and reviews and settings tutorials and all the usual stuff that we do here. So make sure you're subscribed to be notified when those videos are out. But otherwise, if you want to go ahead and pick up a detector yourself, they're available now from Escort's website, and I'll go ahead and link to that down in the video description. And so, yeah, that's it for now. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys are all doing well, and I'll see you in the next video.